Here is what is going on. In 2026, something is set to happen that could reshape the financial world and the future of humanity. Elon Musk's SpaceX is said to be getting ready for an initial public offering. This is not just about listing on the stock market. Reports, which Musk himself has called accurate, hint at a radical shift that has almost nothing to do with rockets and everything to do with fueling the future of artificial intelligence from space. This is a move that could alter everything for humanity and for your wallet. So what's really going on? The rumors are true. For years, the question was never if SpaceX would enter the stock market, but when. Now it seems we have an answer, late 2026. And this isn't just any IPO. The company is reportedly aiming for a valuation between $1 and $1.5 trillion. To keep it simple, it would not just rival the market entries of tech giants like Google and Meta, it would leave them far behind. Google's IPO valued the company at around $23 billion, while Meta's, then Facebook, came to market at about $104 billion. The goal is to raise a massive fund of capital, with some sources suggesting a target of over $30 billion. A number like that could surpass the former record of $29.4 billion set by Saudi Aramco's historic IPO in 2019, which could make this the largest stock market launch ever. Excitement is already building off exchange. In recent internal stock sales, which let employees cash in on some of their shares, SpaceX's valuation has been climbing at an astonishing rate. A recent share repurchase valued shares at $421 each, which is almost twice a former valuation from just months earlier. This aggressive new value signals intense confidence from insiders, even as the company enters a regulatory quiet period to limit open discussion of the IPO. That brings us to the real question. For a company that has fiercely held its affairs close for over 2 decades, why make this move now? The truth is, the answer has surprisingly little to do with launching rockets for NASA, an activity slated to account for a small fraction of SpaceX's revenue by 2026. The real reason is far more ambitious and signals a fundamental shift in the company's entire mission. The real reason, the pivot to AI. For years, Elon Musk resisted a stock market launch for SpaceX. He was wary of shareholders who might not share his long-term, near-obsessive vision for colonizing Mars. So what changed? In 2 words, artificial intelligence. According to in-depth analysis from industry journalists, which Musk confirmed as accurate, the IPO is designed to fund something revolutionary: space-based AI data centers. As the AI growth accelerates on Earth, it's running into a material wall. The massive data centers that fuel today's AI models consume city-sized amounts of electricity for computation and enormous amounts of water for cooling. The reported SpaceX solution is to solve this by moving data centers into orbit. In space, these earthly constraints simply vanish. Solar arrays can gather continuous, unfiltered sunlight, offering nearly limitless energy, while the frigid vacuum of space offers an ideal and free environment for cooling the powerful processors. Here's the key thing to understand. This strategic shift entirely reframes what SpaceX is. It's no longer just a launch company or a satellite internet provider. It's on the road to becoming an AI infrastructure company, the NVIDIA of space, offering the foundational hardware for the next economy. And here is the thing. This leap only works because of the runaway success of Starlink. The satellite internet service has become SpaceX's financial foundation. Forecasts suggest Starlink could have over 8 million subscribers worldwide by the end of 2025, creating the vast majority of SpaceX's estimated $15 billion in annual revenue. With Starlink now cash flow positive, some analysts feel its gross margins could be as high as 60 to 80%, turning it into the economic engine that makes this entire vision a reality. What it all means. So what does all this mean for us? The ripple effects of a $1 trillion plus SpaceX IPO would be felt everywhere, from the red dust of Mars to your own investment accounts. First, this IPO is the mechanism to finally fund the colonization of Mars. For years, the Mars vision felt like a distant dream. But with space-based AI data centers, the economics entirely change. Internal memos state the IPO funds are intended to massively accelerate the creation of Starship, send up these orbital data centers, and directly finance missions to Mars. The immense returns from orbital computing could create the self-sustaining engine needed to fund the most audacious engineering venture in human history. But here is the catch. This entire grand vision hinges on one machine, the Starship rocket. It's the only vehicle able to launch the next generation satellites and orbital data centers this plan requires. Recent tests have included dramatic explosions, a stark reminder that in rocketry, the line between a major success and financial ruin is razor thin. For the wider market, the IPO is expected to lift the entire space sector. A halo effect is already visible as investors scramble for exposure to the growing space economy. Companies like Rocket Lab, often considered SpaceX's closest market competitor, have seen their stocks surge on the news. So how can an ordinary investor get in on this? Right now, it's challenging. Access is mostly limited to off-exchange markets. However, Elon Musk has openly floated the idea of giving Tesla shareholders some form of special access to the SpaceX IPO as a reward for their loyalty. While there's no formal outline yet, it's an alluring thought for millions of investors. Leading investors like Ron Barron are already incredibly optimistic, with Barron famously stating he doesn't expect to sell his own SpaceX shares in his lifetime. Here's the bottom line. The SpaceX IPO is looking to be far more than a financial event. It signals a historic transition the moment SpaceX evolves from a company that gets us to space into a company that creates a new economy in space. We are witnessing a strategic convergence where reusable rockets, global satellite internet, and orbital AI data centers are not separate ventures, but interlocking elements of a single, audacious design. The journey from launch provider to internet provider to the future backbone of a new form of artificial intelligence is one of the most amazing commercial stories of our time. This IPO is a declaration that the final frontier is no longer just a zone for exploration, but the foundation for the next stage of human and artificial intelligence. It's a gamble on a future where our grandest ideas are no longer constrained by the limits of our world. And in 2026, we'll all have a chance to watch it unfold. From where I sit, this is one of the most important strategic shifts in modern business. But I want your read on it. What do you feel this all means for the future? Is this the most brilliant strategic shift in modern history or a wager too large to win? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. History rhymes. Power rebrands. Stay inquisitive.